What's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Have you been playing Wizard101 for a long time, but realize that you do not know the full story that well? For whatever reason that may be, maybe you're just simply speed questing and passing through all the dialogue, or you were just not all that focused while questing. I am here to tell you the full story of KROKOTOPIA in Wizard101. Think of this as the TLDR version of this game. You guys really seem to like the full story of Wizard City, so make sure you check that one out first if you have not already. Also, I just want to mention that there are some names in this world that I have difficulty pronouncing, so I am sorry in advance if I completely butcher them. I will try my very hardest though. But with all that being said, let's get right on into the full story of KROKOTOPIA. So, let's begin. You use the spiral door and the KROKOTOPIA spiral keys to travel to KROKOTOPIA after speaking with Merle. Upon your arrival, you meet Tinu Bakmal, who informs you that the Manders have been cursed ever since Malister's arrival. Apparently the Tuts have risen from the dead and want to get rid of the current KROKOTOPIA residents. He urges you to speak to Sergeant Major Talbot if you are wanting to find Malister and save KROKOTOPIA. After you mention the Order of the Fang to Sergeant Major Talbot, he says that he's heard Professor Winthrop say that name before. You must go into the Pyramid of Sun if you want to find out more. Once inside the Pyramid of the Sun, you find Professor Winthrop in the Altar of the Kings, who tells you that he had just found an ancient obelisk describing the Order of the Fang when they were attacked by the Crocs. He and his diggers had to evacuate the area, but he insists that rubbing the obelisk could provide you more information with the Order of the Fang. Since this is Wiz, it's your job to go get the rubbings. After you return with them and Professor Winthrop deciphers the text, he grows frightened. It turns out that the Order of Fang was a group of croc wizards who wrote a book of rituals called the KROKOTOPIA. The KROKOTOPIA is the most powerful source of knowledge about the life and death magic. If that book fell into Malister's hands, there would be a lot of trouble. Professor Winthrop tells you that he saw a croc named Beatty Narini take an ancient tablet. Thinking that the tablet could hold some answers, he instructs you to find a key to Beatty's chamber and confront him. After you defeat Beatty Narini, you grab the ancient tablet and bring it back to Professor Winthrop. Upon studying the tablet, he concludes that the Order of the Fang plan to use the KROKOTOPIA to put the Tuts to sleep. Professor Winthrop encourages you to seek out Malcolm Danforth, who has been looking for a way into the palace where you can find the map room in hopes to find the KROKOTOPIA. You meet up with Assistant Danforth in the Chamber of Fire, who tells you that the palace requires a stone key. Danforth's assistant, Robert Lancaster, has been searching for the stone key, so he makes you go and find him. Once you locate Lancaster, he informs you that he does not have the keystone, but he does know of a piece of it that's buried in the dig site at the Royal Hall. After you find and dig up the keystone, you report back to Assistant Danforth. However, things aren't that easy. While you were gone, Danforth discovered that the keystone was divided up into two pieces to ensure the safety of the palace. The second piece of the keystone is held by the Narini Quartermaster, and you have to defeat him to get it. With the way now clear, Winthrop instructs you to enter the palace and help Lieutenant Standish get into the throne room. To break into the throne room, the final thing you need to do is defeat the Narini family. After you take care of them and obtain the throne room key, Professor Winthrop tells you to meet him inside. Now in the throne room, you take a look at Professor Winthrop's notes, which state the Order of the Fang used their magic to hide their location. Only by using a magical artifact, the Serpent Staff, can you undo their spell. Professor Winthrop remembers that Prince Manu Narini swung a Serpent Staff at his head when the Tuts attacked. After you return with it, you try to make it work, but it is no use. That's when Professor Winthrop exclaims that in ancient times, the Eye of Krok was placed in the map room. Unfortunately, the KROKOTOPIA recently took in a show of power. Once you defeat the thief and return with the Eye of Krok, you can finally unveil the Order's location. After shouting some ancient words, the map flashes and reveals the Order of the Fang's location, and it's on another island. Now that you know where the Order of the Fang is hiding, you need permission to explore it. Once you take one to the KROKOSPHINX, you find a croc named Alhazred in the Order's lair. Alhazred hasn't seen Malister, but he knows why he sought after the Order of the Fang. Before he gives you any more information, Alhazred tells you that you must earn the Order's trust and sends you to see Shalak the Wise. Fearing that the Tuts will enslave everyone, Shalak the Wise says that you must reunite the Order of the Fang. Shalak the Wise urges you to seek out General Kaba, their military leader, because he doesn't know exactly where the Kaba currently is. He instructs you to find Mander Rami in the Hall of Champions. Rami informs you that you are not the only one looking for Kaba. It turns out the Tuts are too, and they're everywhere. After slowing the Tut forces down, Rami reveals that the Kaba will only speak to someone carrying the seal of the Fang. To fight the Tuts, Kaba needs his sword. He tells you that he gave it to Rami for safekeeping, but it got destroyed. Since Kaba can't fight the Tuts without a weapon, he asks you to help him rebuild one. After you gather all the supplies and forge his weapon, Kaba is pleased and ready to fight once again. He then sends you back to Shalak the Wise. With Kaba found, the next person Shalak the Wise wants you to find is the Order's fearless warrior, Kai Amate the Great. To do this, Shalak the Wise encourages you to speak with Akko in the Grand Arena. Akko tells you that Kai Amate the Great is fighting in the Colosseum. Manders aren't allowed in, but you could get in if you disguise yourself as a gladiator. Your gladiator disguise gets you into the Colosseum, but the arena master doubts your skills and wants you to prove yourself before going up against someone like Kai Amate the Great. Time and time again, the arena master throws his best fighters at you, but you beat them all. Eventually, the arena master relents and sets up a fight between you and Kai Amate the Great. After you defeat him, you fill him in on what has happened with the Order of the Fang. With his purpose rediscovered, Kai Amate the Great prepares his troops for battle. By helping Shalak the Wise find General Kaba and Kai Amate the Great, you have earned his trust. Because of that, Shalak discloses a closely guarded Order secret: the location of the Golden Fang. Not wanting it to fall into the wrong hands, Shalak tells you to meet him inside the Vault of Ice. Once you retrieve the Golden Fang, Shalak is pleased but also hopeful that no one will ever use its power. With that out of the way, Shalak turns his attention back to the Krokonomicon. Shalak guesses that you'll be able to find Krokotep, who he last remembers having it in the Emperor's retreat, and instructs you to meet him there. After finding your way through his heavily guarded lair, you're finally able to confront Krokotep and defeat him. Once you do, you find a golden scarab, but no Krokonomicon. Apparently, it's already been given to Queen Krokopatra. It makes Shalak mad that one of the Order's members would betray them, but he praises your bravery throughout the matter. Impressed by what you've accomplished, Alhazred, Shalak the Wise, General Kaba, and Kai Amate the Great insist that you take a golden scarab as a symbol of your entry into the Order of the Fang. They tell you that they will continue to fight the Tuts with the power of balance rather than the Golden Fang, and leave it up to you to find and protect the Krokonomicon. To do that, you'll need to investigate Queen Krokopatra's lair in the Tomb of Storms. Once you inform Sergeant Major Talbot of your new mission, he directs you to Hetch Aldim, who he believes can get you into the Tomb of Storms. Hetch informs you that you'll need 3 golden scarabs to enter the tomb, but he only has 1. Luckily, you already have 2, so Hetch happily gives you his so that you can enter. After you make your way inside, you stumble upon the ghost of Krokotep. With the Krokonomicon in Krokopatra's possession, she can force any Krok spirit to raise and serve in her new army. To reach her and stop her, Krokotep says that you will need a 2-part cipher. The first part is in the Onyx family tomb, and the second is in an opposing family's tomb. They were put there purposefully so that the two halves would never be reunited. Krokopatra rules from the Temple of Storms, and there's only one key to it. That key is guarded by 4 princes in the barracks. After you enter the barracks, defeat all the princes, and return with the temple key, Krokotep is pleased. It's now when Krokotep reveals that he was the one who created these obstacles. When he woke up from his great slumber, Krokotep feared the strangers digging up his home, but you've proven to him that Krokopatra is way worse. With the temple key in your possession, it's now time to fight Krokopatra. The gatekeeper inside shares that Krokotep ensured that only the worthy could enter the inner sanctum. To prove that you're worthy, you'll have to pass 2 tests. The first is a test of strength, defeating the Son of Storms. The second is a test of aptitude, an obelisk puzzle. After you pass both with ease, the gatekeeper allows you to enter the inner sanctum. Once inside, you're able to defeat Krokopatra, but you don't quite get the ending that you were hoping for. Krokopatra proclaims that she sealed the Krokonomicon in the sarcophagus of the souls a long time ago. To make matters worse, the sarcophagus has already been taken. But on the bright side though, with Krokopatra gone, the Tut army is now defeated. After informing Sergeant Major Talbot of Krokopatra's demise, he tells you that the sarcophagus of the souls was sent to Marleybone, along with some other artifacts. Because of how important your mission is, Sergeant Major Talbot gives you a Marleybone spiral key and instructs you to find Private Kingley. Alrighty guys, well that is going to be it for today's video. That is the full story of KROKOTOPIA. I hope that you found this helpful and now you know the full story. If you guys want me to continue this series with Marleybone, just let me know in a comment down below. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button before you go, as it goes a really long way and shows me that you guys are enjoying my content. But yeah guys, that is going to be it for me. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!